Iraqi forces backed by Iran, led by Iran, making gains in the fight to retake the city of Tikrit from the Islamic State. General Martin Dempsey today in Baghdad, vowing that the Islamic State will be defeated, despite the United States not being involved in the battle for Tikrit. Joining us now, retired Major General Robert Scales, former Commandant of the U.S. Army War College, Fox News military analyst. General, good to have you with us.
Hi, Lou.
There is a peculiar sort of tone to saying General Dempsey is in Baghdad, but the United States is not involved in the most important fight for this government in recent years.
Well, you know, you can't make this up, Lou. Poor Marty Dempsey is trying to salvage something out of this, and his visit with the Iraqi leadership's not working. Three outcomes in Tikrit, all bad. One is that they lose, and that will completely shatter the Iraqi military. Number two is that they win and they kill every Sunni young man they find, which will lead to the partition of Iraq. But actually, a bad outcome is if they win. Because what does that do? Well, it makes the Shia militia into the only successful, legitimate military force in Iraq. And it's a force that is commanded by a brigadier general who has the blood of over 2,000 Americans on his hands. And the Iraqi army so far hasn't shown us anything at all. And this is the army that Marty Dempsey is going to Baghdad to visit. You just can't make this up.
You can't make it up, but indeed, if anyone could, it would be Americans and our policy in Iraq and the Middle East over the years, not only under this president, but under George W. Bush. We have watched a four-star general that created a doctrine called the Long War, David Petraeus,
right,
of which there are many acolytes amongst the general staff in the United States military.
Yeah, that's right. And go ahead.
My question is simply, when are we going to see victory as the doctrine of the United States military, and when are we going to see generals tell civilian leaders that this is madness?
Probably not in my lifetime. This is a long war. The enemy are the ones that have all the watches and set the clocks. It's a generational fight. It's more akin to, say, the 30 Years' War than it is to, say, World War II. And as far as the generals go, they do talk to the civilian leadership. But, you know, Lou, a conversation really takes two, one to speak and the other to listen. No, the administration is slow-rolling this war. It's a war of pinprick airstrikes and a very subtle, methodical program of trying to train the Iraqi military, when the only military in Iraq that seems to be gaining any ground and killing the bad guys is actually part of the Iranian military. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And very quickly, Ukraine, 3,000 U.S. troops deploying to Eastern Europe. Some armor will be going with them, apparently. To what effect, and what do you expect?
I think to no effect, Lou. It's game, set, and match in the Ukraine. The only way the United States can have any effect in this region and turn the tide is to start killing Russians by killing so many Russians that even Putin's media can't hide the fact that Russians are returning to the motherland in body bags. But given the amount of support we've given the Ukrainians, given the ability of the Ukrainians themselves to counterattack against these, 12,000 Russians camped in their country, sadly, that's not likely to happen, Lou.
General Bob Scales bringing us, right up to the point on U.S. involvement in the world. Leading from behind, I believe it's called, General.
I believe so, Lou. That's right.
General Bob Scales, thanks.
Thank you.
Be sure to vote on